anytime soon. Let's give it some time. We get everything straight on and we should be good to go. Right, let me check. Are we up yet? We should be up and streaming. Indeed. Welcome to everyone. Today is the 5th round of Praga versus Ginetta. So this time we are at Zolder. The event is about to start in 5 minutes. So we are now watching the practice at the moment. There's gonna be a bit of changes compared to the other races, such as Statine moving from Praga R1 to Ginetta GT5. Ken, I think, is much faster than Ayordake this time around. I don't know if Ayordake is going to drive, but it just looks like from the practice server he is much faster. That will bring us some entertainment, and yeah. Currently, as it is, let me show the standings to everyone. Give me a second. Let's do that. Right, so these are the standings. Wait, is it taking it? I think it should be taking it, yeah. These are the standings. And it's messed up. Wait. Give me a quick moment to fix it. There we go. Alright, now these are the current standings. As you can see, we got Contreras leading with a 132.6, 8 tenths faster than Olivia. And Kautsky straight after them, 2 tenths slower, 133.6. That is for the R1 category. And for the GT5, we got Gavars leading the pack with a 142.9. Nikanen in P2, 143.5. And Statin with a 143.9 in third place. That is for the current podiums of the pre-qualifying. And that is kind of what you can expect from this race. Is a pretty good expectation, and it's already talking a lot on who are we going to be doing many fights to who we are going to look at the most. So yeah, go on board with Statin a bit to see around the track now that we got the occasion for it in free practice. Okay, it's stopped. Right. Hello, Mativeri has joined us in the VC. Let me put him on the stream. Yes, I am already live.
What do you mean put me on the stream?
Yeah, because I didn't have the Discord audio. Okay, now you're heard by the stream. Speak a bit so I can maybe fix the audio.
I don't want to speak. I don't feel well. No.
Right. Sure. Alright. Good. Yep. Here I am. Wait, did you start your stream? Perfect. Alright, 1 minute left before the start of the race. or well, before the start of the race session, so qualifying. I don't have any expectation for this race. There's pretty low number of people driving. But I think we are going to see a bit more fighting in the GT5 as there is now both Statin and Gavars driving.
I'm
And
surprised Sebastian's so far off the pace. He was fast last time at VIR.
indeed, I was shocked about that as well. He's looking pretty slow compared to the rest of the pack. They all have set a very low amount of laps, to be fair. Max laps was Nicanen with 10. So, very low numbers, but yeah. That's pretty strange to see a Ayardakis so slow.
Yeah, especially in this event as well. It's not something I'd expect.
Indeed.
Zolder
Right.
too. You know, I imagine he'll know the track.
I think we'll see some maybe like just made up performance by him. Maybe he will make up something to gain a bit of time and get closer to the guys ahead, but we'll see that in the race. Or, well, in the qualifying, it's not sure he will participate, so let's see who joins. Hello, Matt Contreras, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Three minutes of practice. Pretty fine, feeling well with the car. What about you? All good, thanks for asking. The commentating job is very, very tough, as always. Right, so since we got you here, do you mind answering a couple of questions? Like
Plenty
one or
new
two?
questions at the end, Frieza.
I mean, it's practice, no? Like a little prediction. What do you think about your pace? Are you confident? Good. Good, good, good. He is very confident. He expects pole, so that is already an interesting statement. Are you expecting a 100% podium, 100% win? What are you expecting for the race? Definitely podium. Alright, we got a little interview. Thanks for answering the questions. Matt, you go on the server and good luck for the race. Good luck for the qualifying. Have fun. That's the most important thing out of everything we are organizing. Just to have fun in general together. And yeah, enjoy the racing. That's for sure. Right. Our time is almost done with the practice. We're almost up with it. So shortly we'll run the qualifying. For now, we can see a lot of people joined. So we are going to see a decent amount of participants for this race. And yeah, it will definitely be interesting. There's at least 13 people, that's for sure. Is already a pretty decent number. Okay, Statin runs wide. Very interesting. So Zolder,
Or just
very
watch Gavas take way too much curb. I think people are going to struggle on that, especially on the Praga. The curb's going to be brutal.
Indeed.
Especially on AC, the curbs seem to be way higher than they are in other simulators. In AC, they seem to be ridiculously high.
Indeed, this track is not technical on its own. The most technical and possibly surprising part of the track are the curbs. Some are pretty unexpected, like how they will make the car move, what happens if you take them, what happens if you don't, you know. It will be the most technical part of the track to play the curbs off very, very well. And it will be very helpful to the drivers that can actually pass them without big problems. Because that will make them gain very much. Right? 1 minute to qualifying. So I think there's supposed to be 13 people, indeed. 13 people today. We got only four people on the GT5, pretty low number, and the rest all on the Praga. So, yeah. As I said, yeah, go on.
We've got fast people in the GT in the Ginetta. We've got Satine Gavas. I'm still gonna pronounce his name wrong. Nikainen. He's fast. Nikainen. He's fast. We saw him last race, and he even showed Gavas up. He was like 30 seconds ahead of Gavas, so that'll be an interesting one to watch. Garcia, I'm not sure I've seen him have a good result. And then I'm expecting it to be between I reckon it'll be between Contreras for the win, and maybe I think Olivier potentially was quite quick.
He is pretty consistent, but sometimes messes up. So we'll see what he does this race. One thing I can say is kind of interesting to me is the fact that Ayardake is not driving today's race. So that will maybe back him out of the championship, or like be a bit of a penalty for him, like championship standings wise. He's not currently leading, he's fighting with Kolupaev and Garcia. And yeah, the gap is just 10 points short, but this will be very good for Garcia, who can lengthen the gap to some more points if he can get a good finish today. So that will definitely not go in Ayardake's favor. Now that we are at it, we made the pre-qualifying interview with him. Let's go on board with Contreras for the first lap of the qualifying of the R1 category. He said he was going for a pole position and he runs wide, surprisingly, and I think...
Got a car off track, I can't see who that is.
Yeah, that is Contreras on the hairpin, went very wide.
On the hairpin.
Indeed. Rejoining behind Gavars, that's gonna block him a bit, I think, because you gotta remember, not only he is racing, they're also racing their own race, and he's gotta do the best to not be an obstacle to them. So that will be a big problem for Contreras. And here he cuts the line to start his first lap. Let's see, we're going to turn 1, and he messes up the line because of Statine being there, which isn't really helpful towards Contreras, but maybe we'll gain the rest on the rest of the lap. Let's see. On the fast right, and now this is kind of what we were talking about on this exact chicane. On this chicane, you can see the big curbs, which are kind of the problem to everyone here. And yeah, that's the most technical part of the circuit, as we said. Interesting the fact that on the second chicane they take it without cutting too much. Maybe there's a very close limit to how much one can cut. I remember from TWS we used to cut straight through it without problem, but now they're not doing that, so maybe there's going to be a tighter real penalty. I have not driven this, and Contreras warms up his tires, does a bit of weaving on the last straight.
Got a load of traffic coming to the final turn on the final chicane. It's not going to help people's lap times. Jelski just losing the rear, and that's going to affect his run onto the straight.
Right, so Contreras is now on his push lap. There's a Flay turn the other way around onto turn 1. Still there. Shouldn't be too much of a worry to anyone, as he is not really on the racing line. But
Olivier, though, already 4 tenths up on everyone else on his first lap. I know it's first lap, but 4 tenths up is a good place for him to be starting.
indeed.
As we see him lock up as 2 drivers losing it into the chicane. Everyone seems to be around 2 to 3 seconds off the pace at the moment. Olivier losing it again.
Okay, something interesting is going on. Right, that's kind of fixing it, I guess. I don't know. Something is going on with my leaderboard. I cannot see the current lap times everyone's doing. Let me grab WSS real quick to help me out.
Nikanen doing a 144.1. Gavas doing a 144.8. So 7 tenths up at the moment, which is a nice big lead for him, which is sort of where we expected him to be at the moment. Statine just behind Gavas doing a 145.4. So about a second slower than Gavas at the moment.
Indeed, it seems like Gavars is struggling to keep
Contreras
up with...
taking provisional pole, provisional P1. He's doing a 133.3. That's the second fastest he goes off into the gravel. So currently he's only about a second off his free practice pace, but a second in front of everyone else.
So I'm watching Statine right now, and Gavars is battling with an R1 on his push lap. And he's off. He's off on the grass.
Oh, not good
and
for a push lap.
yeah, Jelski ruins Statine as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with Gavars, but if that was a touch, that is really, really bad for Jelski and Gavars, because that may result in a return to pits. Makes him lose even more time.
Album completely off track, so that's going to be an invalid track for him. As we see Jelski off just in front of Statine, so it could make his lap even worse for him. Is Jelski going to get out of the way of Statine, or is he going to? He's going to go down the inside.
Is gonna keep it. Yep.
Jelski goes off again, really struggling to make them corners.
Looks like Jelski is struggling today. Not really sure about his overall pace, like usually what he does, but yeah, it seems like today he's struggling to get a good lap in and to not make errors, which isn't really good, but we'll see.
Kutski though, is 4 tenths up on his current lap time, so this could put him onto P2 just ahead of Olivier. Flay does a 143.6, putting him in P3 currently.
Indeed, so Statine 143.6 as well on the GT5. That is
4 tenths up coming through the final corner. That's 4.5 tenths up. That's going to put him into P2 provisionally at the moment. P2 500s behind Contreras, so it could be a good fight between them two. And let's go on board with Contreras.
I think Contreras improved his lap even more. That's 1 second difference, or am I wrong?
Oh, sorry, my bad. He's a second ahead. I thought he was 5 tenths. My bad. Yeah, he's a second ahead.
Yeah, so absolute domination showed at the moment by Contreras. Meanwhile, in the GT5 category, I don't know what's going on with Gavars. He has not set a lap other than the first one he set, which isn't really good for him, as that's keeping him a third place only. Well, Statin is going for another lap now, which if he improves by just 3/10, that will be pole position for Statin.
I think
So
Gavas is taking too much curb. Seems to be upsetting the car on the exit.
So here we go. Statin just goes to cut the line, and that is a just about 1/10 slower than his best
Nikanen
lap.
loses it just because Jelski bets in the way.
Jelski is really doing a crazy kill streak right now. Bukowski also goes to pit. 5 minutes left to the end of qualifying.
Looks like Contreras domination at the moment. Contreras was finding more time and I went on board with him before.
Does look like Contreras could find more time, and Gavars improves 1:43.664, which is less than 1/10 faster than Statin, so that is a very close battle. Olivia also improves 134. Sorry, I can't speak. 134 to 06, beating Kautsky. So that's P2 for Olivia. And Statin is kind of fighting with Kelm on the hairpin, which is giving him problems.
He was up this lap, but because of that hairpin, he's down 2/10 now.
Oh, that is very bad. Flay improves again, and that's a 1:33.5 from Flay in P2, so just 2/10 is lower than Contreras. Is the Contreras domination coming to an end in this qualifying session at the last laps?
I don't think it will do. I think the grip level is going to increase, right?
And he manages to get even a better lap, 1:32.9.
Yeah.
First guy to go under the 33 is Contreras. Now 6/10 faster than P2. That's really good for him.
Gavas made it, does done a 1:43.6. So
Yeah,
we've moved up there, Gavas up to P2.
The situation is evolving the more qualifying goes on, and Statin just can't catch a break with Jelski blocking him again. He's getting blocked by every R1. That is very bad and probably frustrating for Statin. Garcia sets his first lap.
Gavas looks like he's up a 10th, maybe 2/10 in the first sector, so this could put him onto provisional pole.
And wait, Contreras is improving 3/10 on the second sector. Let's see if he will manage an even better lap this time around, because if he does, then that will assure him a P1 in the R1 category. So let's go with him. So last chicane left now, right, and let's see, he's on the main straight. His objective is a sub 32.9. And he manages that by 5/10, 1:32.4. Once again 1 second faster than P2. That is a very crazy performance by Contreras here, proving me wrong on his domination ending. He just keeps on improving. Right, Nikanen now starting his final, or well, second final lap.
10th and a half coming through the final chicane. Is that going to put him up to P1? I don't think he's got enough. I don't think that's enough.
Gavars with a 42.8. That is very good.
provisional pole with 1 minute left to go. He's still finding a 10th coming into sector 1. See if the Kanan can fight back.
It just looks like Nicanen is a bit slow as it is right now, but we'll
He's up
see.
3 temps at the moment coming through coming in sector 2. There's just 4.5 temps in sector 2. This could be enough to challenge Gavas for provisional pole.
Doesn't
Almost
look like
6
it's
temps he's
quite
up now.
there yet.
This could be enough. He just this R1 needs to overtake at the right time. Which R1 behind him? Is Kulski behind him
And
in
I
the R1?
think
Going
he
to
will
overtake him
overtake
into the
now.
hairpin. Is it going to affect him massively?
It does look like he missed the apex because of him.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he missed the apex when he's getting overtaken. So that's 4 attempts he lost in the hairpin. That's insane. That's going to affect his chances. I mean, he's got one lap left to do it. As Kuski goes faster, goes into P2, doing a 1:33.4. Still a second.
Ending his last lap in the wall. Very disappointing qualifying for him. He will have to get them back on the start of the race, or maybe later in the race. But that is it for his qualifying. Let's look at Flay going to conclude or finish his last lap of the qualifying. Currently sitting in P3. Let's see if he will improve anything to get P2. He crosses the line now, and that is P2 by Flay. 1:33.0, 4 tenths faster than Kautsky. But still, 6 tenths slower than Contreras.
Looks like Olivier is still on the track though. Still on outlap, and they're 4 temps up at the moment. This could be enough to move him up if he gets a nice clean lap. There's no one else left on the track. Oh, there's barely anyone else left on the track, so this could be enough.
This could be really good for Olivia trying to get P3. Could
Are you saying it's Olivia, not Olivier?
Yeah, it's Olivia. No?
It's Olivia.
Yep. That's how I say it.
You sure? 100%.
Yeah. Like 99, yeah.
We need to get people in here to confirm how to pronounce the names.
Indeed.
They lost all the time coming through the hairpin. They're going to find any time for the last chicane.
Missed that apex quite a lot. Let's see now on the main
3
straight.
temps down. That's not going to be an improvement lap. Is there anyone else left on the track? I think Statine is still out. No. Gavas 5 temps up, coming through the final corner. 4 temps up on the straight.
Let's see.
It's going to be an improvement for him, but it's still going to be in P1.
So his provisional pole got confirmed with his last lap, and that is the end of qualifying. Now on to the race.
Does a 1:42.5 compared to P2. Does a 1:43.2.
Indeed, that is crazy gaps. There's a lot of big gaps we're seeing today. Both of P1s are dominating over their category. Contreras 6 tenths faster than Flay in P2, and Gavars 7 or 8 tenths faster than Nicanen in P2. That is very, very big gaps. I don't think we've ever seen this big of gaps like in the earlier rounds, but it is very, very crazy that we got to see this. Alright, so 45 minutes race, mandatory pit, as usual.
My game might have crashed here. There we go.
That's fine. I
my
will
game
show
crashed.
the try.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm good.
Perfect.
I thought my game had crashed for a second. Let's go to turn 1.
They will be looking at turn 1 from the exit of the pit lane. Maybe not like that. Yeah, it's perfect. A bit higher. That seems good. Right, so 17 seconds, 15 now. And here comes the lights. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And all the lights are on. And now they're out for the start of Zolder. Praga R1 Ginetta GT5 Grand
gets
Prix.
a
Let's see.
nice start. Dives to the outside. But that opens up for Kutsky on the inside.
Oh, and there's
Kutsky
a
goes down the
touch.
inside and spins.
There's a touch.
Contreras off into the gravel.
Oh,
Absolute carnage. The Ginettas are alongside the R1s now.
what happened into turn 1? That
So-
is very crazy. Now the GT5s
So
are...
Sobek takes the lead. Yakutv is taking P2. And Statin's in P3 at the moment. Fighting with Contreras.
Indeed, what is going
Contreras got a
on?
lot of work to make that position back up.
The team is
So
leading
now
the
all the R1s.
GT5s. So that is a very crazy flip of the leaderboards, and Statin takes the
way
curb.
Too much curb.
Oh, and that's a
Spins,
spin.
loses it. Absolute shame for Statin.
Oh, and Play is out again. Play is out again. This GT5 is now ahead of the R1s, are making a chaos of the start. Gavar's taking
Leading
advantage.
the GT5.
Indeed, he's taking advantage of the situation and leaving everyone behind with his crazy fast laps. But
Kutsky
those
making a
are
gap in
ones.
between Gavas and Nikanen. And so the other R1s are helping Gavas out here. Kutsky dives down the inside coming to the chicane. This could affect Gavas now. But not too much. Seems to get away with it quite well. Count blocks him just on the apex, so might get a little bit of a worse run, but opening up a big gap now for the Ginettas. So Gavas might be able to run away with it a little bit.
Alright. I think now the R1s are almost done overtaking the GT5s. So the chaos is almost over. The chaotic start now. Contreras hunting back Yakutov, and he has made a mistake. So now they're running too wide on the chicanes. The first chicane, let's see.
Into the chicane.
Contreras overbreaks him
Contreras
and gets a
through.
clean overtake onto
He's gonna fight.
Yakutovic.
It looks like he's gonna fight back here, going down the around the
Oh.
outside.
Down the inside for
This is a
the
nice
second
position to be.
chicane. Oh, and he goes a bit
Just
wide, but that I think is
Cuts the corner
allowed.
so slightly, but takes position back. I mean, it might be a penalty, like a cut in the corner, but Contreras now gonna fight back for this position. He's gonna go down the inside. Contreras dives down the inside to the hairpin.
And is that gonna
On
be
the
job
brakes
done for
perfectly.
Contreras
What a
though?
nice move from Contreras.
I think Yakutovic is going to keep staying and go for it on the next chicane. Let's see. Maybe he does, or he just shows off in the mirrors. No big move by him. Sobek taking extreme advantage of the situation, grabbing a 9-second gap on Contreras. This could be really, really good for Sobek.
Kutsky now on the back of Yakutovic.
Yakutovic. Let's see, they're going to go too wide on the chicane.
Contreras off into the grass, potentially.
Yeah, and there's a
concentrating.
touch.
They
Oh,
And
whoa!
that's Kutsky off into the barriers and flips.
And he just starts flying, and now he's in the middle of the racing line. All right.
And he teleports to pits.
Oh, and 3
Now we see
wide
them
on
go
the
3
chicane.
wide
What is going
into
on?
the chicane. Jeltsky taking the making a move on Flay. No, sorry, on Kelm.
Now it's Olivia, Jelski, and Kelm fighting, and I think there's going to be a touch between Kelm and Jelski.
And Flay in the gravel.
Play to
Absolute
take
carnage
evasive
in the
action.
R1s today.
There is a really chaotic start here. But now everyone is well distanced. I don't think we're going to see much going on now. But Gavars overtakes Jelski, and now Jelski is gonna have to overtake Gavars again. Who, by the way, is leading the GT5 by 3 seconds now. Very, very big advantage for Gavars. And now Flay and Kelm very close to each other. Everyone's got damage here on the back of the R1 leaderboard. He's still quite far away to try something out. But he just closes that gap, I think, a bit more onto turn 1. He's not quite there yet, but he's very close to Kelm. So we are going to see a move soon. Soon enough. And also Olivia on Yakutovic. I think there will be a 2 wide on the chicane again. Indeed. So let's go watch that. Will this end good?
Just backs out of it. I think that's a good to make.
Indeed, it is always better to not go too wide on that chicane. You just need one guy to close too much and you'll go on that curb, and we all know how that ends. And Yakutovic makes a mistake.
Loses a rear, and that opens the door for Olivia.
That is crazy fight we're looking at right now. They're always staying close now because Yakutovic is not letting him slide.
Up, and that's going to open up for Yakutovic. And Cal might be able to fight back here now into P3. Cal goes round the outside, makes that look easy because Olivia went off.
That may help Flay a bit as well, because now Olivia and Kel may start fighting, and that will make Flay close up the gap even more.
Since last lap, Contreras has closed the gap to P1 by almost 2.5 seconds since last lap.
Interestingly enough, Flay pits right now, so we're going to see the first. Oh, and Kelm is out, and Olivia is out as well. What is happening?
Olivia spun and maybe just got, and they drove into the barrier as well. That's going to pull Jelski through, and they drove into the barrier again. Really struggling to get the car turned round.
Indeed, Flay the
first. It's going to send Gavas through up into P6. Not what you want to be doing there.
And now it's going to be again a play of overtaking the GT5 and then grabbing all the gap back to the R1, to the next R1, and trying to get another position. Right, so Gavars and Olivia overtaking Gavars. Pretty clean move over there. Right, pretty big gas with Stettin closing up on Garcia.
From Olivia, I believe, locking up into the hairpin.
Indeed, Stettin is closing up to Garcia. Gap is 0.8. So maybe that will be a fight soon enough on the GT5. But we'll see how that goes. They seem to be on a very similar pace, and Garcia is just on the exact spot he needs to be in, because a podium here would result in Garcia closing the championship battle to P1, going into P1, at least for now, and grabbing a pretty big gap to Ayordake. So that's all he really needs to be doing right now. But with Stettin behind them, that will be very challenged. Right, and now here comes the fight.
Going side by side now up into the chicane. Now, we've seen Satine lose it. Oh, there you go. Garcia slots in behind Satine. Satine makes the move nice and cleanly. Olivier overtaking Calm around the... and Olivier on the grass. Could Calm be able to fight back? Olivier locks up, coming into the hairpin again. So does Calm. Everyone looking up these front tyres. It's not going to help you on the... It's not going to help you in the long run. You potentially have to pit for more tyres. We just see Kelm lose the rear and spin right round into the racing line. Go drives off track.
Right, so it seems like Stettin managed to gain a pretty big gap, and oh, he rejoins onto Gavars. That could have resulted in a contact. Pretty close.
Contreras has lost a couple of seconds.
Yakutovic out. And that is a...
That's going to put Jelski up into P3.
Indeed, that is a pretty easy place for Jelski, and now everything to be done again by Yakutovic. A small mistake that cost him the podium so far. 34 minutes left to the race. Kelm out again. On the wall as well. So Contreras had closed up the gap to Sobek at the start of the race, but now it's opening up again, and he's losing time, and as I speak, he does the fastest lap of the race.
I think he made a mistake and lost some time, and we missed it. I think
Probably.
He lost it, because he's lapping around a second a lap faster.
Probably what happened here. I think Yakutovic is losing more time to Jelski.
But Nikanen is closing down the gap to Gavas. So there's only 2 seconds of gap now. It was 3 seconds, and now it's at 2. So Gavas potentially making a couple of mistakes and opening up that opening the door for Nikanen. As we see,
another mistake.
As we see them open up the gap to 4 seconds there. Nikanen lost a lot of time coming through the hairpin, and that's Stettin's now closing the gap to him. Nikanen just losing it potentially through the last corner. Just lost the rear end so slightly and lost another 10th to Gavas.
Indeed, so Stettin is pretty menacing there for Nikanen. Is 2 seconds fastest on the last lap compared to Nikanen. And that would not give Nikanen a calm drive at all, because he knows that Stettin will eventually catch up to him, and that will be a problem by the time it happens. The R1 is pretty spaced out at the moment, not really any close gaps. So Contreras keeps on closing the gap, but very, very slowly compared to the start of the race. And that's really Kelm out again.
Just losing it on the rear. Flay overtaking Olivia. Not sure what happened there because that gap wasn't that close.
I think Olivia made a mistake.
Olivia dives into
now on the pits. On the pits, Olivia, that is, I think, one of the most interesting strategies.
Jelski off in the gravel. Let's go open the door for Yakutovic.
Who overtakes him again. And
Yakutovic, right?
Yeah, Yakutovic, yeah, yes. That's again the podium for him. He was in P5 just a couple of minutes ago, and now is back on the podium. So as you can see, everything really can happen during the rest of this race, and everything could get upside down for everyone really quickly. And Yakutovic goes over the curb. I think that's going to be a cut warning if he doesn't slow down. But that's also I think he slowed down
enough, but Jelski's going to be able to fight back now.
Indeed, 7/10.
Stettin right on the back of Nikanen as well. Only a second between those two. Jelski all over the grass, just trying to find a way round.
Jelski is becoming the hunter of Yakutovic. Oh, and there's a touch!
Touches the rear.
And yes,
Just gonna let
Yakutovic
him
rejoins. But Jelski just slows down and lets Yakutovic past. But now I think that is going to go into Flay's favor. Because now maybe with all those mistakes that Jelski and Yakutovic are making is gonna get to close the gap even more and maybe get another shot at podium. Which would be really, really impressive.
Yakutovic just losing on the inside curb, stepping out. And then
Oh, and
Yakutovic loses it
Yakutovic out.
completely, spins and he's up into the gravel, and that's going to move Jelski up into P3.
And Flay onto P4. Luckily enough for Yakutovic, the next car is 30 seconds behind, but that is going to really, really be bad for Yakutovic, because now it's gonna be very hard for him to get back the P3 he's lost now. Unless Flay and Jelski make a mistake. And also, Statin 5/10 to Nikanen.
Yeah, Kuski's just blocking the cannon, and that means Statin's being able to get closer, but then you see Kelm just down the inside of Statin, and that's going to close the gap again. Is Kelm going to slow down Nikanen? Potentially. He just loses it, and that's going to block the cannon. Statin's not going to be able to fight coming up to the chicane.
Oh, and he just goes through.
And they're blocking Sobek, and that's going to close up the gap to...
And I think Sobek is being held up a lot now. I think there was also a little touch with Statin.
It was a tiny touch. Barely affected Sobek at all. But Statin overtaking the cannon.
Indeed, that's the important part for now. Statin is overtaking the cannon for P2.
Well, that's
so now
the
it's
gap
only
to contrast
Gavars.
to 4 seconds to Sobek. As Kelm off track.
Again off track.
And that might block again. So we've seen Statin moving up into P2. Is he going to chase down Gavras?
Contreras now reaching up behind this 3-car group. And the cannon goes a bit wide to let Contreras pass. That helps Contreras a lot. Because now he's closing up the gap quickly. Contreras 4.5 from Sobek. And Gavars is also just barely ahead of them, like 5 seconds maybe. Not more than that. So now Statin can see Gavars. And that is his objective for the 27 minutes remaining to the race. They will try his best to close that gap and hope for the best. Hope that Gavars makes a mistake and maybe loses a lot of time. Also, Flay 4/10 from Jelski.
Flay just loses the rear coming through the hairpin. That affected how close he was.
But he still manages to get a decent gap really quickly to Flay again. To be temporarily safe from his attacks.
The traffic didn't seem to affect Contreras at all, but it did affect Sobek a lot. Just where Sobek caught the Ginettas, just affected him loads.
Indeed. It looked like Contreras managed to cut the gap in half thanks to the traffic. Which is really, really good.
Again, doesn't seem to affect Gavras too much. Still seems to be about 4.7.
Right, Flay and Jelski side by side onto the chicane. Jelski inside. And he's making that pretty clean. There wasn't really an overtake. Luckily, no fatalities there. No one took too much curb. That was pretty good.
Up and take the corner. Which means Flay's going to get a better run.
That's gonna mess up his exit a lot. Now let's see, Flay with the slipstream maybe.
Look.
He just shows off. Goes a bit wide, maybe tries to get a better exit compared to Jeski to maybe try on the next corner. Does not look like he got that much of an advantage over Jelski on the exit. He still shows up in the mirrors though, giving him that little flick saying, hey, I'm here and I'm ready to fight. So now 25 minutes left.
The team's put a nice big gap on the Kanan as well now. On the Canon now. 2-second gap between them two.
And he's also
only
very
4.
slowly catching up to Gavars.
Very slowly. Let's have a look at the difference in lap times. Then again, Statine's the fastest Ginetta on the track currently. Statine's lapping 7/10 faster than Gavas.
And here we go again,
So
Flay and Jelski side by side on the chicane. And the same exact situation as before. Jelski around the inside. There's a little touch before the entry and Flay goes wide. I think that's going to be a cut warning for him. But he just keeps on going and that's a position for Flay. I am not sure how legal that was, but that is indeed an overtake done.
Didn't look like Jelski left the room. Didn't look like Jelski left room for him to turn in, and Jelski loses it into the gravel, and Flay's going to have that position done anyway. Flay's in the middle of the track, sideways.
Indeed, now Olivia overtaking Jakutovic again.
Olivia overtaking Jakutovic.
Just like before, Jakutovic has to do everything again for the race, for the podium. He's been doing a lot of mistakes, and that has cost him a lot of time. And
Not sure he's got the pace for the podium.
He's always up to the podium, but he's always making mistakes.
Yeah, but he's about a second off the guys up front each lap, so I'm not sure.
By the way, Contreras still closing up the gap again, 2 seconds to Sobek. So he cut that gap in half again.
Fight. Hopefully it's on track and it's not just an undercut, because Contreras now could potentially just go for some fresh tires and go for the undercut.
But I think Contreras is already pit at the start of the race, no?
Let me check. Off track into the gravel.
Indeed, so Contreras has stopped already.
So that's P1 for Contreras. So back in P2. I was hoping we'd see something on track, but
yeah, Sobek just went into the pits. Now Flay's P3. Let's see if it will be any way advantaging to him. The fact that Sobek is splitting now, maybe he will gain a place, maybe not. Check that out. It was more than a minute behind, I reckon.
The Vast and Statine's lap time seems to be very similar.
And Flay is on the grass and he touches the wall. Just barely though, but he gets back on the track without losing too much time. Contreras saying no.
Statine is slowly taking little chunks out of Gavas each lap. So if Gavas has a slow stop, potentially, or makes any sort of mistakes, Statine could challenge here for the for P1 in the Ginetta.
Indeed. We're now in what I like to call the error zone. If Gavars just make a decent error, that will slow him down just about to give Statine a chance at the win. Now 21 minutes left, Garcia in the wall. Doesn't look like his race is going very well. Garcia 20 seconds from the Canyon. Yep, take your time. So it just looks like everything is not going well for Garcia this race. And that will be a bit of a problem. Now Kautsky 4.4 from Jakutovic, which I think made a mistake again. And I don't think they're going to try on the chicanes. And I don't know how much Jakutovic is faster than Kautsky. Again in pits in the GT5. Looks like Kautsky just can't really get a shot at Yakutovic quite yet. He's losing a bit of time. And I think Yakutovic is slowly getting back the gap. Yeah, before Kelma again loses it, I think, on the grass. Now Kautsky goes on the inside. Oh, and there's a touch for the last chicane. I was about to say, and there's a big crash. Big crash. Kautsky, I think he did a very late braking and hit straight Yakutovic. And that is very bad for Yakutovic, who went straight into the wall now, losing a big gap. He's now second last. That's bad for him. Contreras now pits. I don't know if he will go for a tire. Let's see if he will go for a tire change or just fuel. This could be deciding. And I think that was just about fuel, because it looks like Flay or Sobek is still pretty far from him. He's now on the last chicane, and Contreras is now exiting the pits. So indeed, it looks like Contreras lost less time in the pits compared to Sobek. Quite a bit less. Alright, so the gaps have now opened again, just like it was at the start of the race. We are seeing very big gaps. But Steen +5 from Gavars. He's losing a bit more compared to what he was doing earlier. And I'm not sure that is entirely good for him. Maybe he's holding off. Maybe he's trying to save some tires to do only a fuel stop. Or maybe he is just waiting for a moment, and he's gaining a lot now. 4.3, 4.2, 3.9. I think Gavars has made a mistake there, because he just lost almost 2 seconds from Statin. That's very bad by Gavars, but at this rate, if the Statin can keep up this advantage, he may be getting Gavars in the next 2 laps. So that will be an interesting battle, because now it's 17 minutes to the end of the race. And
You have to
almost
see both drivers pit though. So what either driver could make a mistake into the pits, make a either slow entry or slow exit, and that could be the difference in lap time. They could be side by side.
Just looks like Statin is seeing his target, and he's going to close that gap even more. Right, yeah, pretty big gaps in the R1. Closest gap is 10 seconds, which is Kautsky Olivia. So pretty distant one from the other. Sobek 12 seconds from Contreras. I think Contreras
Come off from the track, and that might catch Sobek. Come off into the gravel. It doesn't catch Sobek, but come completely off.
So I think that Contreras pit really helped him. I'm not sure whether he changed tires. It didn't look like that. It looked pretty quick, so maybe it was only for fuel. But that indeed gave him a pretty big gap to Sobek, around a 12 seconds gap to Sobek, which is pretty good for Contreras. Meanwhile, Statin closing up the gap another second to Gavars. 2.5 now. It does look like Statin is just that much faster compared to Gavars as it is right now. About around the time they should start going in the pits, because as you said, neither of those drivers has pit yet. It will be interesting to see what the pit strategy is. It will be interesting to see when they will pit specifically.
The
And
team's doing a
Stettin,
142.4 and Gavas doing a 143.6 at last lap.
indeed, so it looks like Stettin is just 1 second faster compared to Gavars per lap on a lap by lap basis. And that is a pretty good advantage that you want to have, especially when it's 14 minutes left to the end of the race, because that will help you a lot on the last minutes. So for now, Contreras in P1 in the R1, comfortably leading the R1 category. Is pretty good for him. I believe is leading the standings in general.
I'm really hoping for the entertainment standpoint, Gavas makes a mistake so we can have the Stati and Gavas fight.
Indeed,
I
if we
can't
will
lie.
have a fight between the two, that will be pretty interesting.
We just need a Gavas mistake. Here, now?
Indeed.
Now, Gavas mistake? No.
I think that was a mistake there, but it kind of lost him a bit of
That was
time.
a mistake from Flay more than anything. Flay just blocking Gavas.
Indeed. Oh. Yeah. So as it is right now, with this results, we would see Contreras go on to the lead of the championship, gaining a 10-point gap to Venuti, or a 15-point gap to Venuti. Olivia technically going still in P3, so staying here, and Flay should be gaining 1 or 2 positions depending on how Olivia finishes the race. While for the GT5 category, we should be seeing Gavars go up the order quite a bit, going into P4 or P3, and Nikanen as well going into P2. So a lot of changes in the general standings we should be looking at after the race.
Kukovic has really been struggling, dropping down behind the Ginettas.
Once
Couple of
again,
mistakes here and there, and dropped right back down. Usually was on the podium at points.
The
Cal
Kelvin
off.
is out again.
Did it affect Gavas much?
It did not affect Gavars in any way, but it will affect Stettin soon enough if he catches back up to him. Well, Stettin is still closing up the gap, 2.4 now. Gained 3 seconds on the last lap compared to Gavars. So he knows what he has to do. 3 tenths. 3 tenths. So he knows what to do. He sees his objective and target ahead, and he's going to get him. He's hunting him down very slowly, but he is. The gaps still open up even more on the R1 category. The 23 seconds, 24,
Kovac
41.
is closing the gap to Contreras, though.
Indeed, he closed up 3 seconds pretty quickly.
So there's potential here for Sobek to still catch.
It all depends now on what Contreras will do, because if Contreras messes up just a tiny bit more, that will get Sobek closer and possibly going for P1. Contreras now needs a clean run till the end. The last 10 minutes of the race, he just needs a clean run to keep his place and win the round 5 of Praga R1.
Gap's down to 2.4 seconds with 10 minutes left. It's possible that he does this, but we'd have to see Gavas make a few mistakes. And we'd have to see a Statine be perfect. Up to the end now.
Indeed, so the team
Close the gap now to
gained 3 tenths.
2.3 seconds.
Gained 3
Yeah.
tenths just on the last corner.
Last lap it was only a 10th in total though. I think we'll see Statine pit when Gavas does. I think they'll both pit at the exact same time.
Indeed.
Novak still closing the gap to Contreras ever so slightly. Not as much this lap as he did last lap, but a little bit. I think we might have had a mistake from Contreras, which we didn't see, just a small one. Statine takes all of the curb and almost flips the entire car.
I will just go on board with the Hunter, who just gained 5 tenths, or 3 tenths. 2 Gavars, 2 seconds now the gap. Very closing up very
now.
quickly. 1.8 indeed. I think Gavars is making a bit of mistakes, or he's letting Statine catch up to him. Olivia overtakes Statine pretty clean without making him lose any time.
Lost a bit of time coming out of the hairpin, lost about a 10th.
Indeed,
Maybe it's
no.
maybe 2.
Maybe he will overtake
But
Gavars
then-
now
but
on
then
the
if I don't take
chicane.
it fast- Oh no, wait. So that's, do you know how it's gonna be worse for Statine than it is for Gavas, because he's gonna get Gavas on the straight.
Indeed, but it just
But Gavas
looks
gets
like...
a bad exit anyway and closes the
Indeed.
gap to Statine to 1.8.
So
Surprising.
Statine 5 tenths faster compared to Gavars in the last lap. And with 8 minutes left, that's a pretty good sign for Statine. He just keeps this pace and keeps on closing up the gap to Gavars like he's doing right now. That will be a fight towards the last laps, and that will be pretty good for Statine because he's gonna have the last attack. Meanwhile, Kautsky closes gap for the R1, coming out of last corner now with Chelski ahead of him. 3 tenths between the two. And it looks like Chelski is around 1.6 seconds lower than him a lap. This should be quite an easy overtake for Kautsky, but we'll see what he does. I think we'll get another attack on the chicane. Will be interesting to see. Yes, indeed, Kautsky will go for it on the chicane now. So here we go, side by side, Kautsky, Jelski. I think Kautsky will manage to overtake him just before the chicane, but Jelski... Yeah, okay, Jelski does not go for the dive bomb. He just keeps it, lifts off, and lets Kautsky pass. That's the best thing to do in that case. Do not risk going over the curb or risk getting damage. Now, Statine 2 tenths slower to Gavars on the last lap. Doesn't look like he's gaining quite a lot anymore.
I'm surprised by how far back Nikinen is to Statine.
Wait, what did you call him?
Almost 20.
What did you call him?
Nikinen?
Nikinen.
Nikinen. I'm surprised how far back he is. He's what, 22, 40 seconds behind these two. Middle. And then these two, maybe Gavas and Statine haven't pitted yet. Wait, let me check pit stop. Pit stops. Yeah. So we haven't seen a stop from Gavas or Statine yet. Will they stop?
The curbs quite a lot. Haven't seen them stop yet, but I think they did do their pit stop. Yeah, it does show to me. It does show to me that they did.
What, the Gavas and Statine stops?
Indeed, it does show to me that they have
It
stopped.
doesn't show to me that they've stopped. I haven't seen them stop yet.
Let me check on WSS. It should appear somewhere, no? Oh, that's because no, it's not. Fuck. Like mandatory. Well, it is, but it's not signed anyway. Well, it shows to me that they have already stopped. The steam goes in now, so you're right about it. They haven't stopped yet.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see, I
Does the
believe,
steam
only
stop
fuel now. Yes.
Potentially for fuel and tires. We'll see how long it takes. So the gap was about 2 seconds.
Yeah. How quick? Oh, I think he messed up the entry, and that is a pretty quick hit by him. I think that was just 1 liter. But he had messed up the entry, so that could cost him the gap he currently has.
But I don't think you have to pit, right? I don't
You
think
have
it's
to,
mandatory
you have
pit
to.
stop.
It's mandatory pit stop. At
I don't
least
think
one
it is.
mandatory. It is, it is.
Is it?
Check in the event description, but it is mandatory.
So we're going to see now 24 seconds, so 22-second stop. Yeah, he didn't take, I don't think he's took tires. I don't think he's taken tires with that little amount of time.
Right. So Jelski still keeping the gap to Kautsky. Look like he's going that far away, but it doesn't look like he's getting quite a shot at Kautsky. 3 minutes left on the race. Or to the ending scenes.
Gavas dive into the pits this lap. He does. To cover off Statini, he dives into the pits this lap.
See how fast Gavas will be on the lap. Olivia, by the way, I think he's out. Yeah, he's out on the gravel into turn 1. And that is a pretty slow recovery by Olivia. I think Kautsky will overtake him.
Gavas gets a really quick stop. Depends on how good Statine's outlap is, though. Where's Statine now?
Yeah, and
Statine coming down the main straight, so they could be fighting an exit here. Let's go on board with Statine.
Olivia still out, and yeah, Kautsky, Jelski going past now.
We see Statine, you can just see Gavas on the exit. Statine's going to get a better run. Does Gavas...
Gavas is kind of held up by R1, as it seems like.
Just ever so slightly, but the gap is still the exact same, so the pit stops must have been very similar.
It seems like Statine gained a bit more, and he just keeps on gaining to Gavars.
It's a couple of attempts, but I don't think this is enough unless we see a mistake from Gavas. 1.5 seconds. The only thing you have to consider is the team's tires are going to be at a better temperature. So
it's going to be quite helpful for Statine to have the less fresh tires in this case, because that's going to give him a temperature advantage, and so he gains a lot of tenths, and that's 1 second gap.
R1 just off track in front. Is he going to... Olivia potentially going to block Statine? No.
Drive through for cutting!
Drive through for cutting from Gavas.
That is a shock.
Statine doesn't even need to...
Indeed, it does not have to push. It does not have to push to get the place right now. But yeah, that's a crazy ending to what could have been a crazy fight.
A drive-through for Jukovic as well.
Unless the team gets another drive-through, that is the end for Gavars.
Gavas goes and takes his drive-through. So Statine just needs to keep it nice and safe, and P1 in the bag for him.
And there he goes past Gavars in the pit lane now. So Statine is now officially leading the GT5 category for the last lap of the race. So let's see. Sobek still kind of closed up the gap a bit more, but didn't quite get close enough to Contreras. And Flay DNFs! Flay DNFs on the last lap.
I didn't see what happened with Flay. What happened with Flay?
I don't know. I think he went on the gravel. I didn't see him. I was going to look at him because he was in the pits. And then he DNF'd. we're looking at a shocking ending of the race. At the moment, Yakutovic
Kutovic
still
out, off track, backwards off track even.
made up a lot of mistakes, had the potential for a P5, but now very far down the order.
So Kuski could potentially still take the podium if he can catch up to the time of Flay. Not sure he's gonna be. No, he's not gonna be able to because he hasn't completed 90% of the race, has he?
He has, no? What are you talking about? Play or Kautsky?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he has. He has.
Right, and that is the
It's
end
gonna be
of the race.
P1
P1 for Contreras.
P2 for Sobek, P3 for Kutsky, P4 for Jelski.
Jelski. P5 Olivia, and there he goes, the team crossing the line, winning the GT5 category from what seemed like an impossible task, starting in last place after the turn 1 incident. And yeah, here he is on the first place, and Gavar's just behind him, cutting the line now. What an incredible
That's
race this was.
P-
Nikainen,
taking P3.
and then Yakutovic,
down
Kel.
in P10 overall, and Kelm down in P11. It's insane to see the fact we've seen
Yakutovic 60-second penalty time, and I think that's going to be
that
last
might
place.
be potentially. But it's insane to see the R1s behind the Ginettas when they're 10 seconds a lap slower, roughly, aren't they?
Indeed, they are around 10 seconds a lap slower. That is very disappointing to see from a driver's POV that you're behind the Ginettas, but pretty strange to see. Don't see that very
I'm
often.
across the line to take P11.
Which is
overall,
going to later be converted into P10 because Yakutovic got the 60-second penalty. And finally, Garcia, who is now, I think, leading the championship in the GT5, if I'm not mistaken. That was a very, very interesting race. Let's go. I think we want to go and look at the start again, don't we?
Yeah, let's see if we can get Contreras in.
Yeah, maybe we can get a nice interview by Contreras and Gavars and Statin. I think are the main drivers that we really want to talk with.
Yeah, that turn 1 incident was Contreras involved with Sobek, was it? I believe.
Let's look at it again. I'm just gonna take a look at it from Kautsky's POV. See happen here. So, Kautsky goes very wide, or at least breaks very late, touches Contreras. Contreras goes out, and now there's the smoke on the track, and something else happens in the middle of the pack. Let me check that out. Right, then there's Jelski, who just does not brake, hits Flay. Kelm also follows him, and Olivia hitting Flay, and Flay going into Jelski. Kelm also going out. That is a pretty big chain reaction of people. So, pretty interesting to see. Right, Mativeri, if you can drag in Gavars, Statin, and Contreras for interview.
Do they want to talk?
Contreras for sure. He said he can.
We'll start with Contreras. Gavas can move himself, and I'm pretty sure Statin can move himself as well.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Hello, Contreras. So, congratulations on the P1.
Thank you.
We've had a
Yeah.
pre-qualifying interview with you. You said you were expecting podium, expecting the pole. Everything went by your plans. Are you happy with today's result? What do you think?
Yeah. Not all of it went to plan, of course. That start was something. I don't know what happened actually. I was taking the corner and all of a sudden I was in the grab. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a race. I was expecting a little bit of battling with Sobek, but he then went to the pits and yeah. Overall, not too
Yeah.
bad. I was expecting a little bit more regarding bull-to-wheel racing, but yeah, it's a win is a win, you know?
We was expecting a bit more wheel to wheel as well. We didn't realise you'd pitted at the
Oh
so
yeah.
early.
Well, I mean, I
Indeed.
didn't pit at the start. I only pitted for fuel. So
Ah.
yeah, I
You not
stayed
pit the
with
tyres at
mediums
all?
all race long.
Yeah, that
Ah.
indeed
Yep.
made you gain a lot of time compared to Sobek, who I think changed tires as well. He lost so much time in the pits. So that
Yeah,
assured
that's
you the
why
win.
that's why I just laid off a little bit in the second part of the race, because I mean there was like a what 15-second gap to Sobek.
12.5,
So
I
Yeah.
think.
why bother? Yeah, so why bother pushing with some cooked tires? I mean, why risking it? And
Indeed.
yeah, it turned out pretty well. So yeah, pretty happy with it.
Alright, what's your thoughts about the next race being Brands Hatch? Do you like the track? Are you already
Oh,
expecting any setup, anything? What are you planning on doing?
well, honestly, I've been using the same setup for the last since Imola actually. I haven't modified it too much, but yeah, I really like Brad Hatch. I think I give a nice race overall. It's good for battling. That first corner is really something. So yeah, good expectations overall.
Right. Thank you for joining us for the interview today. If Mativeri wants to ask anything else,
I've got nothing to ask. The thermal incident didn't look like it was on you from my point of view. But no, I've not really got much to add. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Are we talking to Satine and Gavas? Have you asked them?
I am asking them right now. So yeah, thanks Contreras for joining us for the interview, and yeah, congratulations again on the race.
Thank you.
Alright, so we are not going to interview Statine nor yet. They do not want to be interviewed.
Gavas doesn't want to be interviewed either.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Right, I'm gonna leave this call. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, and then I'm gonna stream some Arc Raiders. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
I'll just close the stream off. So yeah, that was a pretty entertaining race for everyone to see today. And yeah, that was the interview from your race winner, Contreras, Matt Contreras. And yeah, now the updated standings are much different from what we've seen at the start of the race. And yeah, pretty entertaining to say the least. Thank you everyone for joining me in today's stream. And yeah, we'll talk again for round 6, Brands Hatch. Good night, everyone.